Welcome to Eat Right by George, the healthy cooking show that shows you healthy can be delicious. And on today's show, we're giving you the holiday edition of Eat Right by George. We'll be showing you how to prepare a turkey, a roasted turkey, and it's really fun to make different dishes for holidays. So I'm going to be showing you some of the healthy dishes you can make for your holiday table because many times when we are cooking for the holidays, we tend to make things that have a little bit too much fat or are just too starchy, and we don't remember to include more vegetables and healthier options. So we'll get started first, but many of you out there are going to be making a turkey this holiday, and you may not be sure exactly how to make it healthy. Well, I'm going to give you a really great recipe for that. And remember, when choosing a turkey, you want to choose one that is about 20 pounds, 15 to 20 pounds, in order to feed at least 4 to 5 people. Remember when choosing the turkey that you want one that is frozen, which is a little bit easier because you can take frozen turkey, will last a little bit longer, especially if you're having leftovers. If you use a fresh turkey, you can't use the leftovers for too long. So I always recommend getting a frozen turkey. But remember, when cooking a frozen turkey, you have to take it out of the freezer at least 3 to 4 days prior to using. And never leave a frozen turkey on the counter and let it de-thaw on the counter. Frozen turkey should always be de-thawed in the refrigerator in a shallow pan. So just giving you a little heads up for some food safety when you are cooking your turkey, your holiday turkey. Because of course it's great to cook turkey not only for Thanksgiving but Christmas, and when you're having guests over around the holidays prior to Christmas, it's a great time to make your turkey. Or if you're even for Hanukkah, whatever holiday you're celebrating, a turkey is the perfect food to have because it can feed so many people, and it's really easy to prepare, as I'm going to show you here. First thing when cooking a turkey, like I said, you let it de-thaw in the refrigerator 3 to 4 days prior. Then one thing that I do is wash the turkey prior to putting it in the pan. I'm using a roasting pan here, as you can see. If you're going to stuff your turkey, it will require longer cooking time, at least a half hour longer to prepare. And I would put the stuffing in, I would prepare the stuffing and I would put it into the turkey right before putting it in the oven. So what I did is I chopped up some carrots and some onions and celery, and I added that to my stuffing. Many times if you buy the box stuffing, it does not have vegetables in it. So what I like to do to make it healthy is I chop some carrots and vegetables, like celery and onions, kind of give them a rough chop. I have the stuffing cooked on the stove already, and then I add these to the stuffing and fill the cavity of our bird here. Next, I like to add some olive oil. So I take about a cup and a half of olive oil, extra virgin, rub that all over the top and on the drumsticks and on the wings in order to get some healthy olive oil on top. And I like to chop some sage. So I just take some fresh sage and mince it, just to give your turkey some added flavor. So I grow sage all summer, and I have it in a pot, and when it's Thanksgiving I have fresh sage. And turkey and sage go together really well. They complement each other because turkey kind of has a bland flavor and sage has a more dominant flavor. So I would just take this sage after I have put my olive oil on my turkey, and I put some sage all over it, as you can see here what I did earlier. And I also use 4 cloves of garlic that I also mince. So I would just take, in case you're not sure how to clean garlic, I get fresh cloves, smack them with the side of my knife, and then I peel them. I make sure to get the little ends off. Just give them a little rough chop. And if you have any questions about your turkey, look us up on Eat Right by George on Facebook and send us your turkey questions. If you're not quite sure what to do with your turkey, we'll be more than happy to answer your cooking questions, because that's what we're here for. Once again, garlic is a great food to add to your turkey. Of course, it's great for fighting cholesterol, high cholesterol, if you have cholesterol problems. It's a great anti-clotting food. So I put a little bit of garlic also on top, even in the sides here where the wings are. So sage, garlic. I also like to season my turkey with a couple tablespoons of paprika, just to give it a little zesty flavor. And I like to add some oregano, dry oregano, over the top. You can see oregano has a very nice pungent aroma and flavor. So I like to season my turkey with some oregano. And of course, if you want salt and pepper, you can do that as well. Now, inside of my roasting pan, I like to take and chop some fresh celery. And I just give it a rough chop. So I just kind of chop my celery here. I take about 3 or 4 pieces of celery, give them a rough chop. I add that to my roasting pan, because what's going to happen while the turkey is cooking in the oven, of course, you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. My turkey is going to produce a lot of juice. So that juice that the turkey gives off while it's cooking can be used in a lot of different ways. You can use the juice for making your gravy. So I made some gravy using the juice from the turkey. The flavor is just amazing. And the reason why it's amazing is because I'm adding things like 1 onion. So you peel your onion, get the peel off, give it a rough chop. So usually I have everybody dice things and have people chop things a certain way, but for this type of recipe, because I just put the vegetables in there for added flavor and for nutrition, of course, too, I only chop them, give them a rough chop. So people out there that aren't really great, don't have a lot of great knife skills, so this recipe here is for you, because you don't have to really be amazing at chopping things. Just give them a rough chop. Just like that. If you have, your carrot, make sure you peel your carrot. And I just give it a rough chop. Once again. And I add all these to my pan underneath the turkey. I also add about 2 cups of water, so that while the turkey is cooking, these vegetables can cook as well and combine with the juice. And what you get after everything is cooked, you get these nice soft vegetables, soft carrots, celery and onions. And I also add the giblets of my turkey. Don't forget to take the giblets out of the neck area, because many people forget the giblets, which are things like the liver, the heart, and the other parts of the turkey internal organs. Now those are also, I cook those inside of the pan in order to get the flavor, because they do have flavor. So in here, as you can see, I have different things like celery, onions, and carrots, some of the giblets, and the juice from the turkey. I take those and cook those as well. And those are a nice little side dish, or you can add it to your stuffing. And they're so soft and tender, they're really nice to have along as a complement to my turkey. So like I said, don't forget to take those out. And of course the neck, of course, is also inside the cavity, so don't forget to take the neck out as well. It will be stuck in there. So once my turkey is in the oven, depending on the size, it should cook to an internal temperature of 165. And I think in the old days it was 140, but now in later days, not modern days here, we are cooking turkeys to at least 165 and 170. And many turkeys have a little red button that pops out when the turkey's ready, which is great, but I also like to use a meat thermometer. So what I do is take a meat thermometer, these are handy to have around, and I put that in the thickest part of the breast, which is between the drumstick and the breast of the turkey. And as I can see here, it's 165. Now this one's been out a little bit, so it's kind of getting lower, but it's good to check it once again to make sure that it reaches the proper temperature, because it's really important that your guests are, you know, not going to get sick from eating your turkey. It wasn't cooked long enough. So I put it in the deepest part here and then take it out, and then I know for sure, because sometimes the red button is not always right. Even though it pops out, sometimes they can malfunction, so it's always good to make sure and check it. So I'll take that one out, and I'll show you how to carve a turkey. So it's always good to have a heavy-duty roasting fork. I would take that and put that, it's kind of a guide to keep our turkey steady. And I like to cut right where the drumstick is with my French knife. And one other thing, when you bring your turkey out of the oven, wait at least 20 minutes before carving it. I know a lot of people are excited to get eating their turkey and carving it. I guess are hungry. However, if you want to have a juicy turkey, it's important to wait at least 20 minutes, let your turkey juices run freely throughout the meat, because it needs a little bit of time. So you don't want to start carving your turkey right away. So I would start from the very end and take my French knife and cut some pieces off. You can also use, if you have a knife, might be easier, you can also use a little bread knife as well. It's all depending on your preferences. More easy to carve with. As you can see, this is a nice, getting some nice meat here. This is the tenderloin, most tender part. So what you want to do is use your knife, the blade, go all the way down, and then carve in. Once again, wherever you see meat, and carve in until it comes off. Get some nice pieces there. Now same thing on the other side as well. It's always fun. This is the time when everybody's so excited to come try the turkey. Okay, so I got that one pieces carved up. I'll get my plate here. Another nice thing to do is, I'll show you after, is to have a nice napkin fold for each person at their table. So if it's Thanksgiving, this is a nice little napkin full to do. Or for Christmas, you can look up how to do something like a little Christmas tree fold. They have those online. We can show you also on Eat Right by George. So I'll remove this. Find a nice piece here. Different little pieces. And some people prefer to have the drumstick. So whoever prefers the drumstick, maybe the boys, that usually pops right off. There you go. You can also have the drumstick on the side here as well. Whoever prefers that, with a little breast meat. And I like to serve this with a little bit of relish, cranberry relish. And cranberries are actually an anti-cancer food. So cook them up. These were cooked in about a half cup of sugar, cup of water, and I just let them cook down. These were fresh cranberries, not frozen. I cooked those for about 20 minutes. And once they're soft, they're ready to go. You can also get the canned cranberries as well. Put them on a dish and decorate them with a little sprig of mint. That's another idea. Try to make your table look as interesting as possible at the holidays. And then next, I just take a little stuffing like I did earlier. Small amount of stuffing. Remember, your dish shouldn't have too much carbohydrate. And dishes should be smaller. That way you're not overloading your plate with too many carbs. So as you can see here, I got my protein. I have some fruit from the cranberries, some vegetables from the stuffing. And I also made a Greek stuffing as well. Now to make a Greek stuffing, it was just using a cup of rice, a couple tablespoons of olive oil. I sauteed the rice in olive oil. I added some of the mint and dill, fresh mint and dill. You might have seen me use it in other episodes of Eat Right by George. Chopped about 2 tablespoons. I added about a cup of chicken broth to it after I saute the onions and rice. And the neat thing about it is I added some raisins. So I added a cup of raisins to my Greek rice stuffing that I made here. And once the rice was cooked, triple in size, I added some diced tomatoes for decoration around the platter and a little sprig of mint once again. So this is something different for your holiday table. Just use a couple tablespoons. So that way your plate is nice and full. We can't forget a little of the gravy from the top and sage. And I like to take a nice piece of sage, kind of put it in the middle, and there you have it. A healthy version of the turkey dinner, your holiday dinner, and you're getting a little variety, a little bit of color. And if you have plenty of sage or if you have some mint, different herbs, they're really nice to put in the middle as well. So I want to thank you for joining me on Eat Right by George, Healthy Cooking Show, showing you healthy can be delicious. Make sure to look us up on Facebook. I want to wish everyone happy holidays. I'd love to see your pictures of your holiday turkeys, how they turned out. I know it's a lot of work. And I'd love to see the side dishes. I think the holidays are really interesting because everyone has so many fun side dishes to share. Whether you're going over a friend's house and you want to bring something with you, it makes the table a lot more interesting if everybody brings a different side dish. So things like the stuffing, mashed potatoes, maybe try making a garlic mashed potato instead of just regular mashed potatoes. Look up some really neat recipes for that. That's really easy to make. Don't forget dessert, of course, the traditional pumpkin pie. A small piece of pumpkin pie is always nice to have. And with pumpkin pie, I like to just take it and give it a small little, remember when you're cutting your pumpkin pie, cut it in half first. And cut it once again to the middle. And cut it into smaller pieces. They don't have to be big pieces. It's okay to have some dessert. Usually that will pop right out, a little piece of pumpkin pie. Look at that little piece of pumpkin pie to go on the side of your plate if you want to put it on the side, or you can put it on a separate plate and put a little whipped topping on it as well. So don't forget to have a little dessert. Pumpkin pie will be a better dessert than some of the other ones that are out there, like the cobblers and things that have a lot of heavy sugary ingredients. Now, a lot of nice things to make with your turkey after, because leftovers are actually my favorite part of the turkey dinner are the leftovers. You can take the leftover turkey pieces and you can make some soups with it. You can make turkey pot pie. You can make a really nice type of turkey salad, where you can chop up the turkey and put it with some pasta and different vegetables. A lot of different things, so don't waste the extra turkey. And of course, just a regular turkey sandwich. Now, one thing that a lot of people wonder about is why we always fall asleep after we have our turkey dinner, which happens a lot of times. Well, it's actually very natural, because one of the things that are in turkey is something called tryptophan. It's actually a hormone called tryptophan that is in turkey that actually makes us fall asleep. So that's one reason why after you eat your big turkey dinner, why you fall asleep. It's the tryptophan in turkey. So if you don't want to fall asleep, just have less of the turkey, maybe more of the vegetables. You have vegetable salad, or have a little bit more of the cranberries and like less turkey. That way you won't be as tired after your meal. But if you have a balanced meal, as you can see here, this would be a balanced dinner. You shouldn't be too tired after, or sleepy or groggy or whatever, because you're eating a little bit of everything, having your vegetables, your fruit from your cranberries, and you're having small portions. The problem is a lot of people have large portions. They fill up their plates, and that leads to, being overweight and really tired all the time, and having, too much to eat in one meal, which can cause your sugar levels to also go up. So if you're too full after the turkey, maybe have dessert a little bit later. That's one thing I always advise people, especially if you're diabetic. Have your turkey dinner and then wait a few hours before having pumpkin pie or apple pie. That way you're not making your sugar go up all at once. So kind of a better idea. And the thing I like about pumpkin pie is it has usually cinnamon in it, which is better for a diabetic. So once again, I want to thank you for joining me here on Eat Right by George. It's the Healthy Cooking Show, the holiday edition here, showing you healthy can be delicious even at the holidays. And hopefully you won't be one of those people that gain too much weight over the holidays. You won't have to worry about losing it when it comes January. So by eating healthy, you'll stay at the right weight even during the holidays when everyone seems to be gaining too much weight and having to make New Year's resolution. Thank you once again, and happy holidays once again from everybody here at Eat Right by George, the Healthy Cooking Show, showing you healthy is delicious, holiday style.